Alright, so you've probably just finished watching the unboxing of these 6 HO scale models. So I figured I'd crack all of them open, do a very brief review on each and every one of these pieces, and give you guys a little bit closer look at well ahead of the HO scale collection video. So the first one we're going to do, this is the Poclain 90 wheeled excavator with the clamshell on it. Just comes in this sort of box right here. So all you gotta do is pop open one end and take the model out. It's held between 2 plastic formers, so just pop those apart. Top comes off, and pull the model out. There she is. So, taking a look at this thing, the functionality seems to be pretty decent. You guys are watching kind of just as I figured out as well. These were not previously opened until now. Looks like there's a stabilizer pad that got tucked under, but other than that, another one over here. You can see some loose tires here too on the rear axle that kind of need to be just realigned, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Underneath, very basic detail. Not really a whole lot to show for there, but the pads and the stabilizers are metal. Tires are rubber. The body itself is metal. So is the boom and stick. Taking a closer look at the clamshell, looks like it's a pretty decently made piece. It feels like it's mostly plastic though. Open it up. You can see it opens to a pretty decent angle and also closes completely. And it does spin freely as well. 360 degrees, you can see it's spinning. So really, I like this old model. I don't really see hardly any of these older Poclain machines around, but still they're nice heritage pieces to have. And this one, you know, for the price of around 15 bucks is pretty reasonable. So there is that one. Next up, we'll do the other Poclain model. Again, same type of box. Same type of material, just 2 plastic formers. Set it down. Pop these off. And you can see this one kind of has like a really odd shaped bucket, which I really kind of liked about it. It's more of like a spade or a triangle shape to it. Really, really like that a lot. Not a very good range of motion though on this one. The stick goes out and comes back in, and there's very little tilt or curl on the actual mechanism on this one. But still, if you're just using these as, you know, for your train layout or just for shelf models, it looks like it looks pretty sweet just because you don't see very many of these around. Very stiff rotation, but it will rotate 360 degrees, as you can see there. Looking underneath, held together by 1 screw right here, and some rubber tracks, which are really, really stiff, so you'd need some sort of hard surface for those to move. The cylinders are plastic. The cylinder jackets are plastic, so be very, very careful when handling these models because they're so small. The components are not always the best quality, and it's very easy to snap something. We'll rotate it 360 degrees so you guys can see it without my giant fingers in the way. So there is that one. Continuing on with the excavators. This is the newer of the 2 case excavators, wheeled excavators. It's the case WX 185. Comes in a case branded box, just like that. Clear window. This one actually was ripped right here and up on top, so not a big deal there, but an annoyance nonetheless. Pop it open, take her out. There she is. Pop these back together. It's out of the way. So, very nice looking excavator. There's a sunroof up on top. Doesn't really, there we go. That's a better view. It doesn't really open or anything, but still it looks great. Dozer blade up in the front. Very little functionality there. It looks like it probably should go up and down, but I'm not going to force it. Wheels, The front ones roll individually, and the back ones roll individually on a common axle. The two stabilizers at the rear do go down. It's not enough to support the machine with the wheels in the air, but it's good to see that that functionality is there nonetheless. Wow, these cylinders are stiff. Really stiff. Really, really, really stiff. So I guess that's probably as high as it goes. Let's see how the stick moves. So the stick will come in. Stick will go out. Whoops, you can already see the cylinder trying to pop out there. And the bucket will curl out. And it will curl in. There you go. I'm sure this does go up, but just because of how stiff it is, I don't really want to break it here on camera. But I'm sure it probably does go up a little bit, but nonetheless, there you go. It does rotate 360 degrees on the car body. There you go. So that's that case excavator. Try and have these in the background here. All right, next up, the other case wheeled excavator. This is the 988. This is the one with the two-piece boom. Six minutes into this video. If you're still watching, I commend you, by the way. All right, so here it is. Here's the 988, a much older machine. Much older machine. But still looks pretty cool nonetheless. All four stabilizers do work. They do go up and down. This one rolls really freely. So there's no friction there at all. This one does go up. Let's see if the stick will come in a little bit with this two-piece boom. It looks like it might. It will go down. Bucket curls out to a pretty good range. Curls in as well. There we go. It's just really stiff on these models. You can fold it in for a transport load. Although a lot of these wheeled excavators, depending on what state you live in, are actually legal to drive on the roads without a lowboy. But overall, very, very nice. Again, looking underneath, just one single screw to hold together. Total of 8 tires. Not many people like the two-piece boom, but I gotta say, compared to the newer case one, the functionality is better, at least on the two review models. And, you know, I do have a soft spot in my heart for the older case machines, so this one I would probably choose over that one. All right, moving on. Let's see. We have the New Holland 485. Actually, we'll go ahead and take a break real quick, and then we'll come back later.